Hey there, YouTubers and collectors. This is Salvador Los Angeles with my review of the brand new Texas Chainsaw Massacre Mego-style figure made by NECA. Of course, this is also called retro-style figure. This is the tragic tale of 5 young friends who venture into rural Texas one hot afternoon and become victims in one of the most bizarre and brutal crimes in Travis County history. Many of them meet a horrific end at the hands of the murderous lunatic Leatherface in what comes to be known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So you can't talk about this figure without talking about the beautiful artwork that is featured on the backdrop of the box. Awesome drawing of Leatherface. The artwork courtesy of Jason Edmiston. Sorry, but I have to do this review one-handed. I cannot find my camera stand whatsoever. He comes with this mallet. Look at that shine. Wow, look at that. It's almost like Thor's hammer there. Beautiful looking metal and wood looking mallet. Ready to beat you over the head. The trademark chainsaw. A beautiful chainsaw. I wonder if this is the same chainsaw that comes with Ash. Army of Darkness Ash. Unfortunately, look at that. Kind of bent. You may have to do the boiling water or hairdresser. Sorry, I've been drinking vodka. Hair dryer deal to fix that. But look at that. Very disappointing, actually, that it's curved like that. Not straight. But otherwise, a beautiful looking chainsaw. I love these little chainsaws. They're so cute. There are 2 versions of this figure. One is bloodied, as you see before you. The other is non-bloodied. 2 versions of this figure. Which do you prefer? I do not see the point in getting a non-bloodied Leatherface. Unless you want to give it to your child so they can have a nice new toy to play with. Oh, beautiful. I mean, by beautiful, I mean absolutely gruesome. Look at that skin face. That is, of course, for those of you unfamiliar, this mask is made out of human skin. Leatherface is based off of the real-life serial killer, Ed Gein. Ed Gein was also the incentive for the creation of Norman Bates. So Ed Gein spawned Norman Bates and Leatherface. So you can imagine what kind of guy he was. You can look him up. Ed Gein. E-D-G-E-I-N. Google it. Look at that hair. Great looking hair on this figure. I love this figure so much. He's so cute. I mean, this to me is the epitome of a horror figure. The only thing I'm not crazy about though is if you look here, you notice this distinct difference in his hands to his forearms. You see that? Look at his hands. His hands look like they're painted nicely. Wonderful detail. Then when you get into his arms just look like doll arms. So that unfortunately is a bit disappointing. I would imagine, I mean, if you look at the recent NECA release, Eddie, Iron Maiden Eddie, the Trooper, I believe it's, yeah, the Trooper figure where he's holding the British flag, they actually painted his forearms. They could have done that with this. I mean, if you just would have went up this high, you know, maybe even cheat his sleeves. That's a movie-making term, cheating. Cheat his sleeves down a little bit to the elbow. Painted this, it would have been incredibly awesome. One thing I do have to say, though, about these NECA Mego-style figures is the quality and the clothing. Man, this is not just your standard doll clothing. This is well-made stuff. Well-made stuff. Almost as though it is hand-sewn by Mr. Randy Falk himself. Beautiful work. Leatherface is actually padded. He's actually padded to make him fatter, which is what I do. So if you see any videos of me where I look kind of fat, that's what I do. I just pad myself to make myself fatter. He's got some nice looking jeans and some nice looking boots. No holes for display stand on the bottom. The Mego style figures do stand quite nicely on their own, so I've had no complaints myself. Here's Mego style Leatherface holding his chainsaw. Now if you get in close, you will see that his hand is not open, but this handle right here, this handle comes off of the chainsaw itself, and you can work it through his hand. Now with some work you can achieve these iconic poses. You have to work, this handle is removable, you can work it through his left hand, and then that handle is removable, you can work that through his right hand to get him in a position like this. It is kind of cumbersome and difficult, but it can be done. This is the way I would display Leatherface holding his chainsaw. Alright, so I just stuck the mallet in the side of his apron there. That's going to have to do. Retro style Leatherface does have plenty of head movement. He can go all over the place, look down a bit, look up a bit, and of course go all the way around. Again, sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. He has shoulder movement, shoulder rotation. He has a hinge at the elbow. He has a hinge and rotation at the wrist. He does have waist rotation, but you're kind of inhibited. You're kind of inhibited by the clothing, I think. He has hip rotation, and then he has bend at the knee hinge, and then he has ankle hinge. He doesn't have pivot at all. Here's Mego-style Leatherface next to Jason Voorhees. Here's Mego-style Leatherface next to Evil Dead's Ash. Here's Leatherface next to Evel Knievel. This has been Salvador Los Angeles with my review of NECA's Mego-style Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface figure. And I thank you for watching. Oh, I love these little chainsaws. They're so cute.